14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Welcome into episode 145 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI, 95.3 FM, Willimantic Today, Facebook, Spectrum 192, and of course, the WILI Radio YouTube channel, which, yes, you can subscribe to for free just by going to, next time you're on YouTube, don't do this if you're driving, go to YouTube, search WILI Radio, subscribe for free, and you'll be able to watch a lot of these wonderful afternoon talk shows, not just Hometown Threads or the Duncan Friday Sports Scene. J. Matt Rupar's Homegrown is up there. Dennis and Susan, Let's Talk About It. State of the Art with Chris Beaudry. So, again, WILI Radio on YouTube. Subscribe for free, and you can watch a lot of these great afternoon talk shows here on WILI. Of course, couldn't do Hometown Threads without Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind, with 3 great local locations across the street from the station at 679 Main Street, 1703 West Main Street, and Route 195 in Mansfield. Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. J. Matt Rupar, if you be so kind. And he's handing me a Liberty pen in exchange for the Liberty mug, as we put up when you watch the show, or if you're watching now. Matt and I have been doing this routine since day one, where I give him the mug and say, J. Matt Rupar, if you be so kind. He hands me a pen because, for those of you listening in radio, I have a tendency to when I talk, I start, making noise.
I'm going to borrow it too.
So, if you need a pen, do we have a pen for Deb too? Because it is a habit.
Right.
Guests and myself.
I talk with my hands.
Exactly.
Like,
and people that are on the radio go, what is that noise? Yeah. But people watching go, they're just banging.
Now just don't go click, 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 click.
Our guest for episode 145, you know that voice. She's been on Wayne's show. She's been on the Duncan Friday Sports Scene. Of course, you hear her doing UConn women's basketball right here on WILI. And she's the director of the Wyndham Rec Center, over at the Senior Community Center, Wyndham Rec Department. There we go. Deb Fiske.
Yes, hello.
That's Fiske with an E, not like the Carlton Fiske, the former baseball player.
Exactly. That's right.
So welcome in, Deb Fiske.
Thank you.
And it's great to have you here because we're at Boombox Parade number 41 is sneaking up on us. And, of course, Wayno's been talking, everyone's talking about it. It's the People's Parade. Not really a political parade. It's the People's Parade, right, Deb?
Let's make sure everybody remembers that. It is about the peoples. It's fun. I mean, I'm sure everybody has been to it, but if you haven't been in it, give it a try. It's amazing, and or just come see it. But it's been a lot of fun to see the action. Everybody in a happy mood, and the creativity, the awesomeness of whether it's the floats or just people that are walking in the parade. It's a spectacle and one that you get to enjoy.
Now, this is number, let me guess, 4 for you?
I think 3. It could be 4. I lost count too. It seems like they come really fast all of a sudden,
I found a picture. I was in the very first one in 1986. I was 14. And boy, you should see the hair I have in that picture.
It wasn't a wig. It was yours.
It was me. But I'm Italian. I can grow hair, although my wife thinks I can't. But anyway, it's me holding a boombox. I look really serious.
Awesome.
I don't know why. I don't know if I
I
was pissed off that day. I have no idea. And it's my sister, and we're walking side by side with boomboxes, which we always encourage people.
Right.
Look, we know it's 2026. Okay. Bring a boombox. Tune it to 95.3 or 1400 AM, but 95.3 most likely on the FM band there.
Right.
And I'd love to see more boomboxes.
And it's great because then just the music that you're playing, and it's the idea is that's the marching
exactly.
band.
It's the
Let's
parade
get it
soundtrack. And that guy over there, J. Matt Rupar, he's behind. He's here at Studio Central pushing the buttons. He's the one
I like that.
Music.
Did not realize that. Okay.
Yes. He's got
Be putting speakers up on me.
That's right. That's right.
That,
Yep.
yeah.
So
let's get it booming.
He's got a very important job.
Boombox.
Yes,
Parade.
we got the speakers, but that's no excuse. It's great to have the speakers, but bring the boomboxes. I want to see more this year. But anyway, you're a big part of this.
Yes.
Being the rec director and all. And we're going to get, Hometown Threads about getting a little one-on-one. We're going to get to know Deb Fiske because, let's face it, when you're on Wayne's show and you're on other shows, nobody really, we got to get to know you. You've been here for now only 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Get to know, we'll go behind the scenes. But anyway, what is you and your team's job coming up Saturday morning for, you play a big part?
Well, yeah, it's more of the non-glory things of just getting everybody lined up. So I do want everybody to make sure you will not be able to park in the parking lot there because that is all blocked off on Main Street and Jacks Our Valley, because it's the intent of knowing it's a parade here. That's where walking and people, the cars and everybody participating. So plan ahead of time that the only entrance, if you're in the parade, is to come in on Valley side, and you'll end up going into the Shabu grass area by the stage.
So that's a very important detail. Are there any other details like that you want to pass along?
Yeah, I would say parking wise, if you're one of those that want to, you're just coming to participate, not be a walker or anything of that nature. Sometimes with the parade starting, down at the community center going to Memorial Park, the idea is sometimes you got to figure out where's the best place to watch the parade. You probably know that best along there. There's a lot of favorites, though. You think it's one place, somebody else says, no, we'd like to sit in front of Willie Radio, different areas. But I would say your parking there is the parking garage and a lot of different sites where you want to look.
And you brought up a thing, you're right, there are certain parts of the route that are more popular than others. The Willie Brew, for example.
Right.
Town halls usually got a lot of people sitting on the lawn outside the radio station, as Deb mentioned. There's a bunch of other spots. But, people are always wondering about parking and what time should I get there and all that. And what is a good time to usually reserve a spot on Main Street?
I think as far as participation, like if you're just watching there, I think you're good to go anytime along there, I would say, because there is a road race.
That's right.
1 mile. 1 mile run there. That is, I think that's a lot of fun too. And I'm worried about the heat a little bit. It is going to be smoking.
95. Ooh.
Yeah, smoking even at 10 in the morning, I think 10:30. So if you are coming to the parade in it or watching it, hydrate. Just a lot of water. So make sure you have extra water bottle there. But I would say it's more about, support the runners going through there. I don't know how many they have this year. Maybe 100 runners. I'm not sure. Could be more.
Charlie O'Brien was on with Wayne earlier, but
what did he say? I'm not sure.
I don't remember. I might have missed that part, but I'm not sure how many.
But hey, you get to see that, and then very shortly after, at 11 o'clock, it tips. The parade is. I'm going to say tipping off. See how I can't help it. It's
right.
Basketball lingo. Tip off. It's tip off is going there. But I would say a lot of times we have people that parking lots are blocked off, but they start lining up at 9 a.m. or so along there with at the Shabu. But certainly you can line up at 11. You're going to be fine because So if you want to say maybe I need to stay away from the heat a little bit, you might want to come a little later in that lineup process so you don't have to be out so long in the heat this time around. But you will have a lot of fun with the people that are all part of the parade.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. And one more thing about the parade, then we're going to move on. And we're chatting here with Deb Fiske on Hometown Threads, episode 145 on WILI. Of course, the rec director of the rec director. Did I say that right?
That's me.
Yeah, that's right. At the Wyndham for the Wyndham Rec Department. So, speaking of that picture I found from 1986, I asked Wayno this. I wonder if the first year we were going the opposite way because. You remember that, man?
I wasn't alive then, but that's
you weren't alive.
I thought that we were going the opposite.
Because I looked at the picture today. Me and my sister and I. I'm like, wow, yeah, because there's the old station up at 948 where the old Cafe Mantic Stone Row Kitchen, and that's like, wow, we're going the opposite direction. So I wonder if it was the following year they switched it.
First couple of years.
Yeah, first couple. I'm like, ooh, we went the opposite way in 1986. But
and it was 86. I thought it was wasn't it like 81 or is that Cupid was Wayne was Cupid?
No,
in
Wayne
81.
was Cupid in 82.
Oh, 82. Yep. Okay, because I know he was the
82.
The maitre d', or so to speak.
And they went right into that radio station, as I just mentioned, right up the street. I was like a 10-year-old punk back then. I wasn't there that morning, but and Wayne tells the story better than I did. But they surprised him, obviously, because I think initially they were going to. They said, we're going to surprise Danny Chun or something like that, our news director at the time. But they went and surprised Wayne live on the air.
Wow.
And you're our first Cupid. And that's how it works.
Wayno was surprised. Somebody caught him. Was he,
I know, right?
Was he wordless? I don't believe it.
Come on, jeez.
No,
never. All right. So anyway, Hometown Threads, episode 145. It's time to learn a little behind the scenes with Deb Fiske. A lot of people know by now that you were a UConn women's basketball player from, I should know this. It was before, pre-95. 90, was it 91?
80 to 92.
88 to 92.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pre-95. So let's back up even further. Where are you originally from?
Southern Pennsylvania. So a PA girl. So York, Pennsylvania, a little bit.
I spent some time in Lancaster.
Yeah, Lancaster's close.
I did
there.
radio for 7.5 years in Lancaster.
Out.
And I did some appearances in York, too.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know if I ever told you.
No, you haven't.
But, Lancaster, York. So you were near York then?
I was near York, yeah.
Okay.
The Red Lion, but nobody really hears of
I know Red Lion.
You too?
I did appearances
Nobody
at Red
hears
Lion.
Red Lion, so you have to go to York or Lancaster, right? to
Oh,
say
yeah.
that. So yeah, grew up in Red Lion, Pennsylvania, and one of Gino's we're third recruiting class. That was a lot of us from Pennsylvania. Him being a Philadelphia guy
That's right.
in Norristown.
yeah.
That was our class. Our freshman class was his third recruiting class, and we were majority of us. Those 5 were from Pennsylvania.
Wow.
In different parts, but a lot of that.
Yeah.
So that was is just I think we always joke, we. That year, we win the first Big East championship stuff, and we were like, Coach, you got a friend, and he's a Pennsylvania guy, Philly.
Still got that
but you got a
accent,
friend.
too.
You got a friend in Pennsylvania.
That's right.
That was
You
the
remember that?
the logo.
Well, the funny thing is, I got all my mother's family's from the Philadelphia area, so I know
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of ties
Okay.
to PA. But I
Yes.
remember that license plate.
Yeah,
They got rid of that a while ago.
they
but I remember
did.
you've
But
got
I
a friend
always
in Pennsylvania.
and that
yes.
was kind of the.
So
the
you were
joke.
one of the what would you say the first 3?
Yeah, we were the third recruiting class of it. So freshman year, and I would say the first All-American for UConn was Carrie Bascom, who was a junior at that time. So coming in, or they were a year ahead. So it was one of those it's kind of one of those things where you had like 2. Literally, our year coming, it was 2 juniors, 2 sophomores, because I think in that transition of in with the new coach and everything, and then our class of 5, and that was that first year we were kind of like. You win the Big East. Again, we were more, he's like, all right, we're going to win the Big East championship. We're going to go in the NCAA tournament. I'm like, okay. What? And you do that. You didn't realize, again, it was a lot of firsts at that time. Now it's not a big deal. Everybody goes, well, they go undefeated in the Big East.
That's a pretty big deal. You
But
won
it
you won their first Big East
Big East-
tournament.
Yeah, Big East regular season and
So that's a
tournament
pretty big
championship.
deal, yeah.
Yeah, and then that was then we had the automatic bid to go
Sure.
to the NCAA tournament. So that was the beginning and fun. And we just went along. We're like, okay, this is this is what you're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And
So Gino was
That
kind
was
of, I don't want to say winging it, but in the beginning, nobody really knew who he was.
right.
And I got to ask you this, too. Before you decided on going to play for Gino, where else were you looking? besides
So
UConn?
Syracuse, it was ended up being had a tendency to go Big East schools, but it was,
Thank you for saying Syracuse, by the way. When people are lazy and say Syracuse, SYR, Syracuse.
You got it.
Go ahead.
The orange. But that was, one of those schools, and then it was a lot of Big East, and then it was Virginia. I always thought I was going to go south, which is kind of funny. I want to go where it was warm.
UVA?
I was going to go to Virginia Tech, actually.
Virginia Tech.
Came up to UConn for my visit, and, it was one of those things where...
How did he win you over?
It was, so I asked Providence at the time was a big battle. Not right now, but it was a big battle. And so it was, it was going to Connecticut, then going to go to Providence after that. Never ended up taking the Providence trip and signed with UConn. But it was one of those where it was Coach and CD that were the ones.
And CD was there then, yeah.
Yes, they were from the beginning. And I always say this story because it was pretty much Coach Daly wrapped my dad around. So she was a Rutgers grad. But we were big Penn State fans because we come from that neck of the woods,
right.
And so she had she knew connections because of Rutgers with Penn State and had how to wrap my dad around her finger. Coach Ariema wrapped my mom around his finger. So my parents were really good about you choose where you want to go. But I pretty much knew they didn't say it, but they were like you were well aware where they were hoping,
right?
I was going to go. But it was just the way I think I just had a connection with Coach Ariema right away. I was kind of more of that. Lingo, and you're saying being a point guard and
Did you start right off the bat?
I did, yeah. I was very fortunate.
So let's go back to, tell me about, was it Red Lion High School? Is that where you went?
Yes, yeah.
All right, so you were obviously, what were you, give me all your numbers there. You must have been
now
All-State?
a long time. Yes, senior year. And I would say this is so adjustment for me when I come to Connecticut because Pennsylvania being a big state,
Sure.
Not everybody gets to the state tournament. You had to qualify for districts, and you had to be in the top 2 of districts in order to get to the states. So it was kind of a pretty big deal along there just to get in the state tournament.
Big state.
And it was one of those. I think I was more of. Again, it was Red Line, I always say, small, hick town, whatever, along
thought it
those
was very
lines.
nice. I've been through
I
there,
love
yeah.
awesome place to grow up. But it was one of those where, I think in that time, basketball wasn't, it was a big deal to, have a Division I signing or to do that. So, and I was more of like, okay, I'll sign, you don't really understand like truly what you're, lucky or blessed with until after the fact when you're like, oh, wow, that was pretty neat. But now since there's been a lot of, Division I players come out of there, I will say from Red Lion, and then this ages me, but famous players, Scott Fiske,
Yeah, I know
Philadelphia
that
Eagle.
name. Sure, yeah.
All right, just because they're that.
Yep.
And then there was a baseball, oh my gosh, now
Philly?
Waniger.
Wait, did
a
he play?
baseball player. Oh my goodness.
Who
And I
did he
can't-
play for?
And I thought he was with the Sox, but now I'm like, now you're making me guess. Maybe it
Nah,
is
don't
the
worry about
maybe
it.
it's the Phillies. I might have got it wrong there, but
So there's
a
some
couple.
other well-known
Other
athletes
sports,
that have come
well-known
out of
athletes,
Red
yeah.
Lion.
But I was not one of those. But but served me well, and was able.
So
to
were you
come to
happy
Connecticut.
with? It sounds like you were happy with all 4 years under Gino.
Loved it.
Was there ever a time where like, this is good, but you enjoyed all 4 years there? Huh?
Loved all 4 years, and they were really good at recruiting. Like, hey, you work hard, you have the opportunity to play. Because there was other places I could have gone, and it was one of I think, oh, why not Penn State? And because I would have, but I think because the funny thing is, I was their Penn State. I was going to be their second choice, and I wanted to go somewhere. I'm like, I want to be the number one choice. But the funny thing is, they were waiting. They thought they were going to get Dawn Staley, who was Olympian and multi. Her resume is beyond whatever. It was Player of the Year and all those kind of things.
Yep.
And I didn't necessarily know who Dawn Staley was at that time. But it was. But they thought they were going to sign her, and I was like, I'm going to UConn. I want to be like the first dibs. And Dawn Staley did not go to Penn State, and so what was fun is my freshman year. Again, UConn was unknown at that time, and we go out to Iowa. C. Vivian Stringer was there at the time.
Wow.
Because we know they're there, but it was at Iowa.
I know.
And it was pretty much supposed to be an Iowa, Penn State, the 4 teams. And it was actually Virginia Tech and UConn out there. And UConn, we end up putting on an upset of Penn State in overtime. We win, and I had a really good game. And it was what I loved about it was the assistant coach from Penn State comes over and because they were great. I enjoyed the recruiting process.
Let me guess.
And
They
everything.
said, we knew we screwed up.
Well, it was funny. He's like, hey, that was a great game. You played really well.
Oh, that's
and my
nice.
dad, who's a man of very few words and very quiet, he doesn't anything, was like, yeah, you really could have used her, huh?
Oh, that's.
And it was kind of funny. But he didn't, I was like, he doesn't say it. But it was just enough that
that's
we
nice.
chuckled. But I had still a good relationship. But it was just a fun thing of sometimes you need a little competitive edge or anything. But I say, if that, maybe that would have been where I went just because that was my neck of the woods.
Sure.
And, but
Well, look how it
back,
turned out.
Oh my gosh, so glad.
Did you have a feeling
Loved my 4 years.
in 1992 when you graduated?
Yeah.
Did you feel, oh my God, did you think this to yourself, this program's going places? Because it was, or were you like, okay, they're going to be decent, but did you ever think, I don't think anybody thought, in their wildest dreams, starting in 1995, what would be what would
The
come?
magnitude,
Yes.
no way, of that many championships and amazing, the numbers that they have put up, amazing. I don't think I ever thought that. I think our junior year, so that would have been my freshman class comes to our junior year, and that was Carrie Baskin being the All-American that senior. We go to the Final Four, and that was the first time. And it was a great experience, loved it. And again, you're like, yeah, it's great, but I don't think we really knew what that at this time. And what was fun about it is all the firsts, because now it's like the team gets the Final Four, and they're like, of course, you were supposed to get there. So I do feel for the players in that way. Like, you love to be the top dog, but it's a bummer for them in that,
No,
it's
come on.
amazing
Your
what they've
team
accomplished.
Your team always be remembered for the first.
Yeah,
Big
well,
East
we get that.
tournament.
We
Come
get to be the first.
Yeah,
Did not win a championship, but that's okay. But I say that we love that. So from there, and Gino's probably told this story a lot. It was for him. He was saying, young coach and success, and you get where you are. And he was realized it was too late before we could have won this. Oh, sorry.
So you're doing a Keith C. Rice playing with the console.
Yeah. So it's one of those where you realize too late, what, we could have won this. The next, and this was his words, he's like, the next time, not to us, the players, we were playing the game, but he was like to his staff, the next time we get there, he goes, we're winning it all. And that was his, he pictured that. He knew what he was doing.
He put it out there.
Yeah, and he had the vision, okay, we got here, but the next time we're doing it. And I think the next year, and we ended up being Sweet 16 my senior year, but I think the next year, a lot of us, we all graduate. And people think, and it was a tough year for Rebecca Lobo and Jen Rosati. And I say tough year in that they lost to teams we had never lost to. And these were phenomenal people that were going to be All-American. So it's not like, I say they think instant stardom, but that was a tough year. And then the next thing 3 years later, pa-choom.
So where were you, and I think I may already know this, where were you in 95 when they won it all?
Actually was there.
Minneapolis,
It was Minneapolis,
right?
yeah.
So Wait, were you on the?
Well, so I was coaching at University of St. Joseph in West Hartford. So I was the basketball coach
were
over
coaching?
there.
I didn't know
was
that.
with Bill Cardarelli.
Okay.
So I was his assistant coach and had other titles and everything that I was doing there. But we went out there as opposed to the WBCA has the coaches convention and everything. So we go out there and very excited that UConn was going to be there.
Yeah.
So it was so fun to be there. I was more a fan, not as a player
I mean,
thing.
you
but
graduated 3 years before
Yeah,
that, and here
yeah.
you're sitting there watching.
Yeah. So that I believed, and I think that was awesome, and it was great to say that I would say you asked, coming back to your question, that 12 national titles and instantaneous win streaks of 100 plus this and 88 that, and just the amount of numbers that it's wow,
It's
You can't-
unbelievable. Yeah, it's beyond wow.
Never would have. I mean, I totally believe with Coach Ariema, you can give him anybody. And I say that, I think we were lucky that he was always trying to make his programs better, and he brought us in, and we'll always joke with him, he's gotten softer. You don't make him run as much, and his answer will be, and he goes, then we'll say we worked really hard. Yeah, he goes, we did work hard, but you guys weren't as talented as this group. So he goes, so I had to work you harder, I had to run you more, and we're all like, he's got a point. He's
So we
right.
got a few more minutes. We're going to get to the family before we wrap
Oh.
this up. I tell you, before you can blink, I always tell my guests, before you can blink, the show's over.
It is.
Do you talk to, I know you and Bob do a phenomenal job, by the way, on the radio broadcast.
Thank you.
Do you still, in the offseason, do you still maybe share a text with Coach every now and then, talk to him on a regular basis, or does he just disappear until it's time for basketball?
You know what? He's always there for you if you need to. So I love that about him. I could send him a text right now, and he'll be, as long as he's not in the middle of a meeting or something like that, get back. But I think I'm more now, just heavily involved during the season, and in the off season. If he ever gets a chance, it's there. But so I wouldn't say not in and out. But if I needed him for something, he's there, and that's what I love about him. No matter how old I am, he still remembers us beginning.
All right, in the last couple of minutes, we said we're going to do this. Tell us about your family. How old are the kids? You have 3 kids, a husband. Talk a little about the family. Give them a shout out.
All right. Love my family. Very fortunate. Hubby is in education. He works in West Hartford, assistant principal there. So he was a soccer player at UConn.
And that's how you guys met, right?
So, yeah, but not necessarily. It was he was finishing up his post-grad, getting, his master's and doing things that way. And it was one of those reunion weekends, and it was Meg Pattison, well, Como now. Friend is like, let's go out and, enjoy a homecoming weekend. And it was just one of those fluke things where you cross paths, and we hit it off right away. Who knew that was going to be, marriage?
So that was what year? I was
95.
So 90. Oh, the year they won it all. So what year? When did you guys get married?
97.
Okay,
1997.
2 years later.
Yeah.
And how old are the kids? And what do they give us a quick
goodness.
update on them?
All right. My youngest just graduated from high school, so like 18 and.
Let me guess where he's going.
He's going to be a Husky. Got another one, and he bleeds blue. He is all about it. So he went to the women's Final Four this past year with me, his first time.
Oh, my
so
God.
He was a little bummed when they got eliminated in the semis, but he's a great fan, so he's looking forward to being
What's he
going
gonna
to
major in?
Sport management.
Oh, sports management, right.
I think he's looking forward to being the GM for the Celtics someday, so we'll see. He's a
Brad
big Celtics
Stevens.
fan.
Watch
Yeah,
your job.
watch out.
Brad Stevens better look out. All right, and the middle child?
Yeah, middle child, daughter. She is going at Stonehill. Just finished her freshman year.
Phenomenal
Playing field
school.
hockey. Had a great season, so she's loving being the student athlete there. And then my oldest, my firstborn, is Trey, and working local at Stop and Shop. He's taking some courses at community college and trying to figure out what he wants. He'd like a lot of different interests, but not quite sure which way
24
to
is
go.
still young. You got plenty of time.
No, I'm proud of him because he's done a lot. He's my late bloomer and kind of has a lot of different interests and doing it his way. So he's doing a good job.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you. We're working hard. We are trying. My
What do you got?
staff is together,
Give us an update on what programs. I know we're running out of time.
Run
now.
out of time. So real quick, I'm saying, so the summer concert
Take
series.
your time. What do you got?
Oh.
Summer concert series?
Summer concert series. And so we just had one the 24th this past.
Night shift.
Yeah.
Phenomenal
night
job.
shift,
I
yeah.
saw you and Beaudry on Facebook.
Oh, okay,
there.
yeah. And they were doing, they did a great job. Families, whoever came, they had a lot of fun. Just
It was a nice night, too.
Beautiful night. You can't control Mother Nature, and she was nice
Only
to
Wayne
us.
can.
That's right. But we have a couple more coming up in July, so make sure you check those out. One thing is that would be a magic show, so we're going to have that for probably more kid, the kid friendly, but come out all ages and sizes because we'll have arts and crafts and popsicles and all that kind of fun summer
Popsicles?
stuff. Yeah, who doesn't like popsicles,
Yeesh,
especially on a
yeah.
summer night? So we have some of that coming up. We're heavy in our camp right now at Lauder Park. And we just finished up a rock painting, and I tell you, it was at Louder Park, and it was so much fun. It was such a big turnout. I wasn't not sure what to expect. That we started out with like 75 rocks of all sizes, and I thought you can bring your own or find your own. Well, we went through them, and they were like, "You have any more rocks?" So we went through the park and we brought in more. But it was just such a good turnout that people loved it so much. I loved it. Had a really good time. So we have something coming up. We're going to work in July. If not, then July will be August. But more rock painting, but making it a little bit of a scavenger hunt, kind of a little twist to it, because I think we can build on this experience. So we love it. When we see something and people love it, we want to kind of try to put more twist to it.
Since you've been here and took over this position, I want to thank you for all the creative things you've brought to our community. And just in those few minutes there, you named about several things going on. That's so impressive. So
thank you. Appreciate it. And we're a team. We're working hard. And so don't, visit, come see. It's a beautiful place, and our pool is very active with swim lessons.
Where can they contact the Wyndham Rec Department on Facebook? And then is there...
so we are on Facebook and social media. Instagram. Duh.
Facebook, Instagram.
And our website.
There's a
website. You go to the recreation there in that part, and then we'll have a lot of flyers up there, like flash, so you can just kind of read there. A newsletter even might be helpful, because then you can kind of see what has been done and what is coming up. So it might be good to check out too.
Excellent. She does so much. Director of the Wyndham Rec Department there, Deb Fiske. Of course, you hear her on UConn Women's broadcast, UConn Women's basketball broadcast with Robert W. Joyce. I know it's not right. I go way. I tease it. It's Robert S. Joyce. And Wayno reminds me all the time.
Yes.
Thank you, Deb.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you Saturday.
I love this. You guys are great. Thank you.
Love you too. So Saturday, make sure you say hi to her and her team.
Bring water, lot of water.
Lots of water. The 41st annual WILI 4th of July Boombox Parade. So thanks to Deb Fiske from the Wyndham Rec Department. Thank you, J. Matt Rupar, Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. That'll do it for episode 145 of Hometown Threads. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And in the words of the great Roddy McCumber,
bye for now, folks. Bye for now.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice, or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.